Hey everybody, it's me again, Kale. Here once more playing Tales of Arise. And for those of you who weren't already informed, you might have noticed that there was no, uploads this last weekend, and that things are slightly more bright out than they were this last episode. Well, sad news. I had recorded 2.5 episodes. And then my power went out. And corrupted the batch. Fortunately, not just before I got on that ship, I made an anchor save. Because I was fearing this might be a point of no return. And my god, that has saved, at the very least, my presentation so much headache. It did, however, waste a lot of time for me, and because the power was out for like 3 hours, I didn't get back to recording, so missed the weekend. But we're back now, and I did a little...
Rest here?
Yes, thank you, Sorta. And I did a little bit of exploratory, and most of what happened between last episode and now was in skit form. So I went to go find those skits. I have found them, and I know exactly how to re-find them, too.
Let's see. I've cooked, cleaned, and sewn. I think that's everything for today.
She's so helpful. So, all we gotta do is scroll through and find... There. Apparently I also haven't watched this one. We'll get to that. First things first, though. These 4 right here, these are what you missed, essentially. As well as one other thing, and we'll get to that in just a second. But, without further ado, I believe we start off with Dohalim?
Did you know?
Damn. Law. That's fine.
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while
To
I
catch
thought
it back up,
something
this is
seemed a
just
little
after
off,
Shion had
but
her
I never could have imagined.
revelation.
It's like a
everybody.
completely different world was spinning around
The
me,
thorns
and I
will either
couldn't even
kill
see
her
it.
or destroy
You
the
and me
world.
both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her.
Pretty
but
heavy.
I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but she doesn't
In
always open up
reality,
about
I didn't
everything, and you
understand it
can't
all.
expect that. It's...
What I thought was helping and being there for her
yeah.
was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I mean,
I don't think we're out of the woods yet.
you just have to
But yeah, you're right.
be open with her and hope
We
she'll
brought
open
her
up
back from the
too.
edge, and we're going to stop those thorns.
Fortunately,
from
she
taking
did
her,
before it was too late.
no matter what.
You managed to catch her before she made
with
the
all of
ultimate
us
mistake.
together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone.
Hell yeah, buddy.
And I mean it when I say we, Alvin.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me
Yeah.
on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr,
I mean,
don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be
you're
honest.
doing pretty good on your own
You're
right
your
now,
own
Law.
man now, Law. And you've already made up your
Even if
own
there's a
mind
little
about
lack of
what you
confidence.
want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Buddy.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with.
It's okay,
don't we?
friend. I know the
We'll
scars are
need
still
all
deep.
our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
One step at a time, buddy. No need to rush it.
Can't sleep?
After
Oh,
everything
that's
we
right.
just
Rinwell
heard,
was next.
how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns.
Yeah, but,
That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close.
but all that laughing and happiness...
I just figured that was the type
That's
of
what got her to
person
open
she
up
was,
eventually.
you know? But it turned out to be none of that.
may have hurt,
All
but
this
it helped in
time,
the
she
end.
felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything.
God,
to
I've
us
seen
about
these
it.
already, and they're already getting me misty-eyed.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
As a friend, that's
If
all
she
you can
didn't
really
think of
do
us
is
as
be there for
friends,
people.
I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her.
Oh.
When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time,
She's
we've
matured
all
so
found
much,
ways
it
to
makes
let
me
each other
happy.
into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day
Rinwell's
too.
great.
No, I mean
I mean, not
she's
to
able
Law.
do
She's
that
kind of a
more.
bitch to Law, but that's fine.
Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Yay.
How are
Dolim?
you holding up?
Dolim was
Oh,
last,
me?
really? Okay.
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still,
Kisara can read him like an
even
open
if
book.
you yourself might be willing to endure
She
that
really
kind
is the cleric
pain,
of this party.
that doesn't mean
She's got
Shion
all that
needs to have
wisdom.
to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky
Pretty sure
she is
Shion
to
would be a
have you
celestial
around, you know?
sorcerer.
Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her.
Can't throw yourself at it
Just
every
like you
time,
did
but
with the rest of us.
you
I
pick the
just
right
want for
moment and it'll
Shion
mean
what we all
so
have.
much.
The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Oh yeah, buddy. We will stand up for our friends. And then, boop.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us.
Now, of course, we
Still,
got Dolim
it's
with his
hard to fathom
practicalities,
something
which
that could usher outright doom
well,
to
it
the
can
world.
often seem a bit
That
cold.
those
It's
really are
important
the
to have
stakes
that
we face.
perspective.
No,
Keep us-
I understand.
Keep us grounded and
Even Shion
focused.
doesn't seem to
That's
know
his
exactly
job.
what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
I think he's a warlock.
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life.
It had to be a
That's what we all
celestial
thought.
warlock because he has healing.
Right. And from that, we're able to
But I also think he's
hypothesize
packed
how
with the
vast
blade.
concentrations of astral energy can become sentient.
Because he gets that
Let's
weapon.
return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns
I
went
compare
wild,
everything to D&D.
They contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying?
Somehow
But
connected
why
to
would they
the
want to
aspect of
destroy
dark
the
astral
entire
energy.
world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be
I'm
a
worried
mere
this is a
fluke
Silverant
that the Maiden
Tetheala
powers have been able to contain it thus
situation,
far.
which will only make sense to those who played
You know,
Symphonia.
I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegus. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say?
We
I
got
think
that.
it's best we
We
not
got that
dwell
like
on it too much for
framework of the
time
puzzle
being.
done, but we still got a lot of pieces in the middle that need sorting.
Right.
Puzzles, man, they're rough. Now I was also like dicking around, and which one is it? I know I. Oh man, I don't even know where it would be. I think I made ice cream and got Rinwell's conversation with that, as well as rat pig, grilled rat pig with the Dohalim, but I don't know where those would be. These all seem to be the storyline progression ones. I'll worry about that later. We got this other one to do, which I'm not sure what this is about. I don't remember this one. Oh, before we do this, though, that night as well, there was also a scene between Elfin and Shion, where they had another one of those moments of, oh, they like each other, but they're obviously not going to say it yet. There's a lot of complications in the way, and I get that. But I think if I remember it right, it mostly boiled down to the two of them resolving to see this through with no more sacrifices, which is a powerful statement, because, I mean, sacrifices are often needed in these kinds of revolutionary battles, but the world isn't... If you have to sacrifice everything in order to save the world, then God, it just saps the strength out of fighting. Gotta be ready to do it, but you can't be striving to sacrifice everything. Anyway, that was just me trying to remember the conversation and interpreting it. Anyway, let's do this. Let's see what this is about.
What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way.
Ah, yes.
I wonder where
Reminiscing
the rest
about
of those
Ifrit.
knights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city. An ambush on civilians is the last thing we need.
Well, no rest for the wicked, right? Though with 1 down and 3 to go, it sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to flex your muscles.
Against those things? It's not like I have a death wish.
Fair.
Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupidly won't be much help to the cause.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that logic.
My God, he has
Sorry.
logic for a change? Oof. Terrifying. Can I find it? I don't know if I can. Around the bush. Wait, hold on. I also know I had a conversation with Law at one point. Was it this one? Nope, that's
Hey.
Shion.
If there's something you want to...
Huh?
Oh, that's right.
I hate when I...
I'm fairly certain we've seen this one before. Fight training. Oh, here we go. This is the ice cream one.
Hey, what's the
Nope.
smoke?
Nope. Oh, that's Elfin's. Never mind. Maybe it's close by though. Yeah, here we go.
Mmm, this ice cream tastes so good.
I swear, you're always having ice cream, even when it's freezing cold.
Law knows how to
And
step
who
in
made
it.
you the food police?
Just
No one.
Just-
I'm just saying that's a lot of ice cream.
see, the problem is
Don't
he
you ever,
can't
you
be
know,
a monk
throw
because
up or
he's so
anything?
dense.
Did you really just say that? Try thinking before you talk.
Huh? What do you mean? All I'm saying is I'm just a little worried about you, okay?
Well, don't be. I can have ice cream whenever I want.
You say that, but you know what's gonna happen if you keep eating ice cream all the time.
It's none of your business what I eat or how often.
Yeah,
Arguing
Law.
over the consumption of a frozen dairy product. Ah, to be young.
Naive might be more accurate.
Kisara's on top of it. Was this the rat pig one?
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting
Nope.
dirty, so
I'm trying to find the rat pig one. I know I did it. It's not this one though. Yeah, this is just the one that Dohalim was considering the boys' manner about. Was this the Law one?
How are you holding up?
Nope. Just more of their drama. That's fine. Did I do the... Did I do grilled rat pig already, or... Let's make it again real quick, just to make sure that I got it, because...
Flavor.
I
Why,
didn't!
It rivals the
Oh no,
cooking
this
of
is...
my own...
That's just... the intermission part.
Wow.
Perfect!
That's some
Good!
weird-looking meat you're cooking up there.
Couldn't remember when I saved, exactly.
What is it exactly?
That would be grilled rat pig.
What?
You monster!
Whoa there! What's the big brouhaha?
It's rat pig! How could you cook something with such cute little eyes? What did it ever do to you?
The Hoodle is a
Fail to see what
gas!
the problem is. Rat pigs are perfectly edible creatures.
So are
Having
owls, but
said
we don't
that,
eat
I
Hoodle.
do realize it's become rather rare to eat them lately. What with people increasingly embracing them as pets and companions.
They're adorable, how
They
dare
definitely
you!
didn't fall out of fashion to eat because of their flavor, that's for sure.
Agreed. Rat pigs have tender, fatty meat. The taste can take some getting used to, but I would argue that's part of its charm.
If the taste is too strong, I imagine you can either just cook it thoroughly or simmer it with some herbs to mask it.
Indeed. At first I wasn't sure whether to smoke it with spices or simmer it in water.
Oh, it
but
probably
I
makes a
opted to grill it as
fantastic
is
stew.
instead.
Seriously, Dohalim? You have the weirdest tastes.
That's probably because when you live the life of a lord, you grow tired of most ordinary cuisine.
I've grown tired
So
of your
you end up
mundane
seeking out
eats.
more unusual food.
Bring me the
I don't know if
dog,
that's
I'll
good
eat
or
him next.
bad.
Well, putting aside what it used to be, you've got to admit it does look pretty damn good. Meat is meat, after all.
That reminds me. I do believe I once read in a book about
Here
rare
we go.
delicacies, how one can go about preparing an owl. I suppose I won't have the chance to try it anytime soon.
Not with Hoodle, you won't!
I like how Hoodle gets big. He's a good boy. Oh, poor Hoodle. Anyway, Law,
Mind
let's
if I join you, Law?
spar somebody. Oh, got the scene right, too. Dumbass. I don't need your help.
I'll take guard duty tonight. It's fine.
Come on, Law. I thought you were good at punching through people's defenses. That's kind of your thing, isn't it? There we go. Wow. Plus 60 attack? Holy shit. Oh yeah, I gotta work on that. That's fucking huge.
You guys ready to hit the road? I know I am.
Alright, I think that about covers all the things that I did before I left, aside from the one thing that I sadly can't get back. Which was the conversation with Shion, because that took place face to face. And I've come to several realizations, because like I said, 2.5 fucking episodes of this shit was lost. So let's just get on our way and continue with the story. To the stars! Well, to the satellite nearby.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that.
How
You're
could you
going to
already
jinx
gender
us.
the ship?
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Oh, to be fair, traditionally,
Well, after all the
ships
trouble
were
we went through to
often,
find her, we should give her one, right? I was
often
thinking
referred to
something
as
like,
ladies and the like.
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
If it's
I like it. Sounds perfect.
if
for
you
our
need a
little escapade.
poetically owl-based name, Renwell's your girl.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have 2 goals.
Man,
First, we need to get to
if only I
Lemnos
knew
and
people
make
who
the
could agree
Renans
on a name
finally leave
quickly.
Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right. Then let's go.
Research and resolution. Let's get it done. to the heavens in our slightly awkwardly textured ship. Can't argue with effectiveness, though. Damn. Thing gets you from surface to low orbit in a round.
You know, I can still
Don't
hardly
like the look of the Renin
believe it.
homeworld. It's worrisome.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the
Certainly
Renins
is a
and the
gut punch, isn't
Danins
it?
feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegus?
When you're up this high, you can't
There are
even
better
see the
ways to
people and
use
their
your
petty
time than
problems.
napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot?
Oh,
I
good.
dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
I mean, hasn't that been your role the entire time?
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Alright, let's catch up with the party again.
Is something wrong?
No, I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegus? I guess even someone like you
He hasn't traveled to stars in a while.
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though, you too have a history with Lenegus. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well,
I mean, probably a
it is a
scotch.
place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters
See,
to
at
address.
the time,
Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the
I
ship.
had forgotten a few things. But now I'm well aware just why Dohalim is so pensive about his return. But we'll get to that later.
We'll be going to Lenegus soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegus like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say I don't have many happy memories.
Yeah.
I've had thorns my whole life. For as long as I can remember.
It
They
sucks.
called it treatment. But in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
I wonder when she
You
got
mean-
those.
They experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to
Has it
figure
literally
out
been
what
her whole
triggered
life,
my
or just,
thorns or changed the form they took.
No, over a
Day
decade,
in
and that's all she
day
can
out,
remember.
Every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul.
She's deeply rooted to the consciousness of
Loneliness was
dark,
my best
of dark
friend.
astral energy.
Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me.
It's not good.
If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
That's
You
good.
say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes?
Oh, this is where they talk about
How is
that,
that
right?
even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting
We're
for
not here
all
to
along,
sacrifice,
isn't
we're here to save
Not just
ourselves and everyone
Together,
else.
remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
That relentless,
Yeah,
ambitious optimism,
You're right. No one's ever
stoked by the
changed
fires of
future
hope and
without
determination.
aiming for the stars.
To the
Do
stars!
this together.
And I like to think they just, you know, shared a brief moment. Her offering her hand, Elfin, you know, takes a deep breath before taking it and just bearing for a moment before giving her a nod, and she lets go because doesn't want to hurt him too much, but, you know, he's learned to endure it because he's a fucking badass.
Hey, Alvin,
then she heals him.
listen to this. So Law and I were just talking, and
Hey, shut up!
Shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
Fair.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything
It is
strange about
2 inches of tinfoil
You're
at
the one
best!
with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alvin, it must be okay.
She's
Don't
such
you
a
agree,
sassy
Law?
bitch.
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
You sassy bitch. How you doing, Kisara?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered.
Good stabilizers.
Nothing like being at sea, thank
Gotta appreciate.
goodness.
Oh, thank God. I know how you feel about that.
That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
Stasis pod.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lennigus, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
And it still works.
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you
Man.
meant to or not,
Can only imagine how many times
I
you must
sure
have hit
am
snooze.
glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right?
You're the catalyst
To
for a
learn
lot
what
of
you
good
couldn't
change,
at home.
Alphen. Take
Even
heart in
in
that.
time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come.
Hell yeah.
The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
We got
I know.
an auspicious number of
But
hurdles
whatever
left,
we
Kisara.
find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh?
Just gotta keep forging
Let's
ahead.
take things one step at a time.
Agreed. Now let's get this bucket down. Dolim! Take us in.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Racism.
Kisara has a
Rampant,
point.
belligerent
Now that
racism.
I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegus.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegus was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its
Fancy.
social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right?
Rough.
So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist.
I mean, practically everyone's a
As
sorcerer,
result,
so they have the
family lines
chance.
that churn
but-
out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to.
Fucked up.
Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan.
Man, you can see why they would
Mind
resort
down
to
there.
things like slavery. They
Thanks for
had
the warning.
the most
As a
strict
lord,
caste
Dovaline
system.
must have been pretty high up in the pecking
Doesn't make it
order.
right, just, you know,
What about you,
fucking
Shion?
understandable.
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Man, you probably would have had it set if it
Sorry.
weren't for the thorns.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone
fucked.
who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
She's so
Of
sassy.
course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst.
I mean, it's practically the reason
As
they
if such
barely
simplistic
see
criteria
Danans
could
as
ever be a
human.
measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegus?
I would wager so.
Stands to reason.
Lenegus is too deeply involved in all this
She's
to
been
discard
revolving
the
around
possibility.
people of power.
Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
And she
If
was the
Renis
reason
Alma
it was
is being
gone.
used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We'll get to the bottom of this. Don't you worry, Law.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
Count on it. Let's go seek some truth, baby! We're in. Odd nobody's here to greet us. I expected laser rifles.
There's no one
I'm a
here.
little disappointed there are no
I
laser
wasn't
rifles.
expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegus's infrastructure is largely automated.
Oh.
Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Honestly, I was still expecting laser rifles. You know, little turrets. Just
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
oh, we will. We will.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
I have an idea, but I've been here before for a little bit, so
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone.
yeah, that one.
That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Even I haven't been there.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know.
I wish I knew.
Hence my desire to find out. Fortunately,
This
we just so
Forbidden
happen to
Zone
have
is
a
very-
sovereign in our midst.
Tantalizing. Elfin. Think
In
you
any
can get us
case,
in, buddy?
Changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegus would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Checks out.
Precisely. Alfin said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more,
A theory.
then the Renis Alma might be in
Red
the
Woman
same
be
place
some
as
sort
last
of-
time. Possibly together with the Red Woman.
Incarnation of the...
Hiding something of that worth in
Sentience
the
of dark
residential
astral
quarters
energy?
would only court trouble. In which case,
Maybe, who knows? We'll find out.
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
indeed.
Good deductions, everybody. Let's move out!
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
Well, not waltz. I was more
There's
thinking
only
samba.
one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
The Forbidden Zone.
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
It's exciting.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a
Heebie-jeebies?
loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Brouhaha?
Oh, I'm sorry. How
Are you an
stupid
old
of me
man?
for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
They're either brother and sister or an
So
old
how
married
many
couple. It's
Renans
really hard to
actually live
tell.
in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zoogles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
Honestly, amidst found family, it can
There's
often
Zoogles
be
out
hard to
here
tell.
too, Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Alright. Well, let's go see if they roll the red carpet for us in town. Hello? 2 Renans and 4 Danans, made to order. Going to assume this is a bad time. Dolim, these are interesting architectural choices. This is not how it normally is. I didn't think so, but I thought I'd make a joke regardless. I was trying to put Shion back in her spearmint green and pink. Let's do that real quick.
What in the world?
What in the world?
Being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this...
Berseria joke, don't worry about it.
more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I mean...
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way,
Get the feeling the
locating
homes were just an
Forbidden Zone
afterthought.
just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
They're with me. Shut up, bitch.
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you
Lordly
know,
business,
the better.
peasant. Move along.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there
Misplacing your
ourselves.
keys is hard enough. Misplacing the entire
Have
house?
you seen
Fuck.
Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Awkward.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
Oh, he's got a pet name here, too. Man, Doha. He seems like a nice guy.
So who's Faria?
Law?
Lot! Idiots!
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
I mean, that sounds about right.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
Get a lay of the
While
land.
we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
The Forbidden Zone.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good
Fair.
idea. I think that's for the best.
That'd probably cause a bit more stir.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
I would hope so.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two.
Oh, man.
The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
You know what that means, guys. It's time for the Dohali mark! Oh, that's not right. Dolim, you're in charge. Law, can't trust you. You're too much of a loose cannon. Kisara, Ridwell, Shion, back him up. It's time for the Dohali mark, yo! You know knockups? Just elusive deity? That's really unfortunate. So I happen to know a thing or two about what's to come, and elusive deity is not helpful. Rotating pile driver? Shit. And there's this. Why are all your spells so fucking edgy? It's fine. I could tell her to prioritize things. It's fine though. All of her stuff should be fine. Do you have any... Don't do that. And don't do that. Spoiler alert, dark arts are fairly resisted around these parts when the actual enemies show up.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city is
Be surprised that people are willing to do for certain
Someone's got an awful lot of
goals.
questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their
surprised.
purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for?
Let's
get
go!
moving.
You heard him. You don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Oh, we got a little bit of time.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
See, that's my thought.
What do you mean?
People are an
Well,
afterthought.
None of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Tacked on for
Sorry,
one reason or another.
that probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along.
I mean, when you grow up
This
around
place
something
is a
weird,
mystery,
you don't
that's for sure.
realize it's weird.
Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shion. I'm sure we will.
Let's just keep our eyes open for more weirdness so we have more questions when we find places for answers. Excuse me, old man.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zugals have stopped heeding
Well, that's
our
not good.
commands.
That's not good. That's
Whatever
bad.
did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must
Oh,
have
man.
deemed it unnecessary for us to know.
All the officials dropped the ball on this one.
We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris?
And those subtitles took a while to show
He
up.
was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed.
This is worrisome.
The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Thanks.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Man. They are like subserviently devout. Oh, hey! That's right, I forgot about you. Boop! You be healed! Oh my years, never have I seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking the time to help an old woman like me. Here, go make yourself a fancy parfait. Not gonna say no. She sure is. Yeah, sadly I don't have much in the way of SP currently.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
Where do I come into this?
Why do you
Everything will
bring
be
me
okay
into
now.
this?
I know the basics of healing arts, but
Poor
my
Elfin.
skills pale in comparison.
O is getting brought in. Sorry, Dolly needs to be in the front. He's the leader right now. This is his arc. Even if he does have the weirdest pants. Anyway. We'll continue to figure out what's going on here and get a more Renin perspective on things in the next episode. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. Apologies, this is my second iteration of this. Can't really be helped at this point. All lights and power you are to stay on for the next 3 to 4 hours, however long this takes. If you are, let me know down below, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll come back next time and move on! Till then, this is Fred, just stay. I'll see you next adventure. Later.